What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome back to another episode here on the Long Lost server. Today is episode 9, yes it is, and today we are starting things out a little differently than we have in the past episodes. We've been grinding away on spawn a whole bunch, and I just figured we should change it up a little bit. So I decided to come over here and come over to my house, because as you guys know, we actually did need to fill in the windows. Now, how I got the glass for this is I actually went over and got these books here, because as you guys know, these bookcases you can turn into books, and we need a whole bunch of books for the haunted library inside the spawn roller coaster tunnel. So what we did is we traded villagers for all these book shelves, and we got a bunch of glass in return from trading with the villagers. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that glass into some window panes and go ahead and do a third-person time lapse of me filling in the glass in my house. We're looking good now. This place is looking awesome. So we finally got glass in the windows. Finally got a enclosed area, so now I don't have to worry about skeletons and whatnot coming up and shooting me anymore. So finally got a safe place to call home. So glad to have all that glass in there. Well, now that we're done with that bit, we're gonna go ahead and take some of these books over to the haunted library and get ready to break these down and put them in the dispensers and get some of the redstone bits over there all finished up that we didn't get a chance to do last episode. So here we are at the haunted library, in which we're going to have to take all of these bookshelves, place them down on the floor, and go ahead and break them down into actual books, because the books will be being placed in these droppers here that I have wired up. I have several droppers here in the back that are all wired up in order to spit the books and paper out at the player while the player will be in here, making it look as though the library is haunted. Throwing books and paper at the player will give the illusion that this place is just, it's under under a spell where things are just flying off the shelf. But the issue is that this place is going to cause a lot of lag, not only with the redstone behind each wall, but also with the amount of items that it's going to drop on the floor. I'm afraid that some of these are actually going to despawn, and so to prevent some of this, we're actually going to create a collection system in which it brings everything together so none of these items are lost. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place all of these bookshelves down, break these down, and then rip up the floor and get ready to put our collection system in. So, I've ripped out the floor and I've placed in our collection system. As you can see, our collection system is made up of a bunch of hoppers down there, which will suck up each and every item instantly, allowing nothing to despawn, because as I was saying earlier, we have a bunch of items in the dispensers behind these walls, which will be dispensing out books and paper, making this whole place seem haunted. Now, that's one of the reasons why we're not going to be using a minecart hopper, because obviously that would have been a little bit more resource light, but nonetheless, I don't want this thing to despawn any items. We've gone through enough work collecting books and paper throughout the weeks. We've been doing a lot of stuff off camera. You guys watched me do a lot of it on camera a few episodes ago, so we've actually done a lot more than what you guys just saw. So with the amount of work that we've gone through, I don't want to risk it. So we're going to use hoppers so that way everything gets collected instantly. And as you can see over here, everything comes this direction and ends up in these two chests right here. As you can see, some of the construction items have made their way over, so we know that it does work, so that's good. And then over here we have access to the back area where all the droppers are that are going to be spitting out the books and the paper. And as you can see, in each and every one of these we have a stack of paper and a stack of books, and that's literally all the items that we have. We had enough to do every single one of these with one stack of each. It's taken us quite a while to get that far. Then as you can see right here, this is kind of like our little access point. This is like a behind the scenes type of thing, so a moderator can come through here once a new player rides the ride. They'll be able to come through here, grab these items out of the chest, and restock the dispensers behind the walls. And as you can see here, I've even made a little access stairway right here that comes up and over and behind this little waterfall, which is pretty neat, which is pretty cool because the waterfall is still there. The player will be able to come down here, go through the ride, and then an admin or a moderator will be able to come through here and just access this area right here. Nice and easy and simple, so we can just come right on through, grab these items, put them back into the droppers, and make it to where this ride is ready to go. I would make this a automated system where everything just gets reloaded into these droppers right here, but as you see, we've only got one stack of each. I don't even have enough items to fill hoppers to load these things, so that's part of the reason why we don't have an automatic system. It is going to have to be manual. We will continue to grind up more items. We'll continue over time to get more books and more paper, and maybe at some point in the near future we might have enough items to fill these up and make it to where we can actually put in an automated system where we don't have to do this manually. But for now, this is what we're going to be using, so that's I'm pretty happy with the way that's going to go. I'm happy with just the items not despawning. So we've gone through enough work doing that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the floor in. I've got some half slabs in my inventory here that we're going to be using. We're going to have some half slabs down so that way the items will land on top of those and get sucked up. And then as you can see, I've got one row of hoppers here that is actually taller than the rest of the floor. That's because this is where the minecart rail is actually going to be going. I've noticed that in some of the testing that the items did land on top of what I had cobblestone right here, and just because of the fact that I don't want anything despawning, I decided to put hoppers here too. So I figured with the minecart rail being on top, you're not going to notice it quite as much, and with these slabs here, that's what you're going to be looking at, so that's going to look like the floor. And so I'm pretty sure that anyone coming through here is going to be not suspicious that they're riding on top of hoppers. They're going to be more focused on the bookshelves anyway. Alright guys, so we actually have this thing completed now, and as you can see we've got some testing droppers over here. These are going to be there to actually show us that the thing actually does work. I don't want to have to reload everything. If you guys want to watch that happen, I do have that in a previous episode, but I've just gone through a multitude of work to actually load each and every one of these with 2 stacks of items, 1 stack of paper, 1 stack of books, and so instead of releasing all these items, we're going to be firing some packed ice that we have in here into these droppers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and ride the ride, go ahead and activate this thing, and then these droppers will fire their items out as soon as these bookshelves should. And here's Certified dropping in saying hi. So I believe he actually needs some lapis, so we're actually going to come over here. He can have some of this lapis right here, right there. Hopefully he can take 2. There he goes. Right on. Thank you very much. Actually, you should be thanking me, but nonetheless. Certified is actually doing part of the tunnel, which after we get done here, I will go ahead and show you guys a quick tour of the tunnel, because the tunnel, oh my gosh, it has really come a long way in a short amount of time. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue on with what we're doing here. So basically I want to show you guys what's going on in the back here so you guys know what these testing droppers are for. So what's happening is that the signal is coming from right here, this block right there. And if you come on this side, you can actually see the redstone a little bit better. So you can see the redstone is going up. We got redstone torches going up there, which comes down from a detector rail on the ride. So that's actually going to set this whole thing off. And then the redstone signal comes down here, goes through all of these repeaters, which gives it enough time for us to actually make it into the room before this whole thing starts. So then what happens here is that this comparator clock right here will actually time out for about 6 or 7 seconds, which will actually make the whole thing start pulsing. So when that happens, we will get this pulse sent over here to this redstone torch, which will actually come over here and power this redstone torch, which once this display is all done and over with, it'll send us on our way. So that's pretty cool. And then what we're going to be doing too is this practice dropper over here. So as you can see, we don't have this redstone linked up to all these droppers up here. We've actually taken it over here off to the side and brought it over and around to this side over here. So as long as this thing's pulsing, then we should be getting items coming out of those droppers if everything's wired up correctly. So let's go ahead and head up here. We got a minecart in our inventory. We're going to go ahead and test this thing out. And another cool thing too that we did as well is that coming down this hill, oh my gosh, it goes so fast. I didn't even think about it, but we don't get to appreciate all the sites that we've built in here. And so what we've done is we've put packed ice underneath soul sand with the rail on top. And wait till you guys see the effect of which that does, because that's really cool. And you can see we've done it a lot over here because you don't really notice it while you're on the actual minecart, so that's not too bad. And it actually slows you down enough to where you can actually get to enjoy all of the views and everything. So, and as you can see, we've brought this rail all the way back to spawn, the very beginning. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys what we've got so far, because I've actually got all these rails in place. We've even got the rails in place that will be pushing you back and forth on here. And this is just a temporary torch right here. This isn't going to be permanent. I'm actually going to make a way that it'll say welcome to the server and then send you back. But my project right now is to actually get that haunted library done. So, and we just wanted to go ahead and test this whole thing out. So here's a dispenser under here. This will go ahead and dispense a minecart out. The minecart will be sitting there ready for the new player. The new player will be able to enter, hit this button, and be sent on their way. So they're going to go ahead and head down. Welcome to the server. Head down into this tunnel here. And then as you can see, it does go kind of slow, which we want. We want the player to be able to look around. Then we got a powered rail there, so you don't go too slow. And then as you can see, the soul sand does amazing at making it to where the player has enough time to look around at all the sites. I mean, we got tons of detail in here. We want the player to notice everything, and so this is really cool. Then right here is our detector rail, that one right there. This is another one that powers that rail. We get pushed on this rail, get sent back, go inside, and that wasn't quite right. That wasn't quite right. Okay, so that powered rail there is going to turn back. Okay, so actually We need that to be on. We need that to be on, which means that this guy, we actually need this to be like that, I bet. Okay. So that should probably work. Let me go ahead and break that guy. Everything should end up over here in these two chests. Let's go ahead and collect our... It lets out almost a half a stack of items, so that's pretty cool. The fact that we don't have to restock it that often, that's actually pretty neat. We actually be able to use this ride for probably 3 or 4 times before we actually have to let it go. Let's see what's going on here. There he is. Oh, and I don't have room in my inventory because we have that packed ice in there. Let me go ahead and get this packed ice in there. We will go ahead and continue practicing this ride. Alright, so we're all done with that. We're going to start here halfway down. Oop! There it goes. Let's see if we can hop in. There we are. Alright, let's see. The soul sand's awesome. I love how it gives you enough time to actually appreciate some of the detail that we've put into on the server. Awesome. It keeps you here now and sends you off on your way before it's actually fully done. So that's pretty nice. And let's see here. Let's actually make this stop just a little bit sooner. Let's see here. I think what we need to do now is we actually need to come right here. I wonder how many of these items are actually going to get stuck in here. A few of them do. Let's see. Let me think. I don't know if there's another way I could really do that. Yeah, because if I did that, I could do that with redstone. But I'd have to have half slabs there coming out and around, which would mean that I wouldn't be able to access this chest right here. I mean, I could. That's a thought. I might be able to still access it right here. Let me go ahead and change up some of this wiring here to make it to where these items actually do flow into here better. Let me go ahead and get that wired up and we'll change that up. Alright, so I've rewired this in a fashion where I can still open this chest and not lock any of the hoppers, allowing all the items to flow into both chests right here. I've also played with some of the timings on the repeaters for this ride, so as we come down into here and we drop down, the dispensers start as soon as we come in, and as you can see, we stay here in place until these droppers are just about done, and they shut off as soon as we exit the building. So we get the longest show possible, which is really nice. I'm super excited about this room. It's really starting to come together. And as you can see, we've got the roof in place now. The only spot that we don't have is the area in which we actually do drop in. So I think I'm going to leave that alone for right now. We might do some redstone bits later, but this place is really looking good. It's really come together. So next step is to actually remove these guys and link up the actual droppers behind these walls, because right now they're all linked up to these temporary dispensers here. Just clearing out the final bits of redstone. Right here, and place that one there, and we are done. So this whole wall is now linked up, ready to go. So if we do ride the ride, these books are going to be flying off the shelves. Should look pretty good. And just for the actual video, we might actually take a whole tour of the entire ride of what we got so far. We don't have any minecarts up in there yet, or minecart tracks really. We have minecart tracks from the very beginning to this point. The rest of it though, we still have a ton of progress, because as I told you guys last week, I actually have a huge crew. We have tons and tons of people actually working on this thing. We have Renshaw, who you guys very well know, who has been building this jungle temple, and he's taken on another portion of the tunnel, which actually I'll save that for a surprise for you guys. And Irish Lad has done an amazing job on his part of the tunnel. His part of the tunnel is coming along and is now finished. We also have a new player on the server called Certified. Certified actually took on a part of this tunnel, in which his tunnel is actually done now too. He actually just joined the other day and finished his tunnel all in about a day, so that was pretty amazing. And then we also have a whole crew of guys working on another part of the tunnel. There's a snow biome tunnel, which looks absolutely gorgeous. As you guys know, I love the snow biomes, and so that tunnel is one of my favorites. And he's got a whole crew. A guy named by, I believe, My Soul is Dying. He has a crew of guys, including the janitor at CVS, the Bray Company, and a few other guys. I'm sorry if I can't remember all you guys' names, but you guys are all doing a fabulous job at working on your part of the tunnel. And so, yes, we have a huge crew working on this thing, helping it to get done as soon as possible. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call this a day because I'm just about out of time for this weekend, guys. I don't have much time left. I do have to edit the episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have some fun now that we're done with this thing. I'll show you guys this thing fully working, and then we'll take a tour through the rest of the tunnel. And we'll do that all in a really awesome time lapse.
DJ, put a nigga back to the record, baby, and give me this right now.
that was an awesome time lapse. This place is really coming together. I mean, just look at the work put into this place. This part of the tunnel is Irish Lad's part of the tunnel, and it is just looking absolutely gorgeous. I mean, he's got coal blocks up there looking like smoke from this fiery pit. It's a volcano type of theme, and he's got fire everywhere, lava coming down everywhere. I mean, this place is treacherous without a minecart to actually kind of guide you. On foot, it's a little nerve-wracking. I'm not so comfortable right now, but yeah, this place is just looking gorgeous. I want to give a big shout out to Irish Lad, Renshaw, Soul's whole crew, which is Janitor and Beret, and anybody else. Like I said, I forgot. But I think we have another guy, Asylum, who just joined, Black Asylum. So big shout out to you too, man. And yeah, Certified being a new player, getting a bunch of his stuff done. I mean, this place is really coming together, and I'm just so excited with the amount of collaboration that we've been able to achieve on this server. We've had multiple people put tons and tons of effort into this place, and it is finally starting to come together and almost wrap up. As you guys saw in the time lapse, we actually go pretty close. The decoration's pretty close to the end of the tunnel, so this place should be done pretty soon. So hopefully with the next few episodes we should have this place wrapped up. But like I said, that's all the time I got for this weekend, guys. So if you did like the video, please remember to smash that like button, and if you're new, please subscribe, and as always, share this video with every friend you have. And I'm Broken Bones, and I will see you guys next time.